Yo guys, Why Football here, and today we're talking about the Arteta process at Arsenal. Do I trust it? Should you trust it? Who should trust it? Does it even exist, or is it a fugazi? Shout out if you know where that's from, by the way. Now, before we get into it, please make sure to leave down in the comments what you think of the Arteta process. You can be an Arsenal fan, a non-Arsenal fan. Let me know what you think. I want to hear what you think of it. Do you believe in it? Do you think we should just scrap it, move on quickly, or do you give the man some time? Now, also, if you're new around here, make sure to like and subscribe. I post football content a lot, especially Arsenal, but other clubs as well. And also from this last 28 days, 61.4% of people watching my video are not subscribed. So if you're new around here, man, drop a sub, click bell notifications. I post daily. You want to see the new content. So let's get into it. The Arteta process. It starts way back in the day. It feels like a long, long time ago now. 20th of December 2019, when Mikel Arteta was appointed Arsenal manager from Unai Emery. Now, this brought a change in football, and to be honest, a lot of people were against it because, fair enough. Fair enough you're against it. Arsenal is a massive club, and you're having this man, a noob, basically like a rookie, taking over this club. People saying he puts up cones for Pep Guardiola or whatever. Like, all the memes were everywhere. To be honest, I wasn't against it. I wasn't for it, but I wasn't as against it as other people because I saw the way football was heading. It's a youth-orientated sport now. Whether we like it or not, it's driven towards youth. Look at someone like Nagelsmann from Leipzig. He's a young manager, and he's making stuff happen there. It's fresh ideas. It's football's creativity. As football's evolved with new diets, with new fitness regimens, players actually care about their stuff now. Back in the day, like Roy Keane was saying it, these brothers would have like kebabs and burgers before like matches, and run out and be gassed after 20 minutes. Imagine in the 80s and 90s, your manager telling you to press for 90 minutes. They'd be like, nah, man, I'd be gone after 10 because they just ain't got the stamina for it. Nowadays, players have their own dietitians, they have their own fitness coaches. They are on the ball, these players, man. They could press for 90 minutes a game, no questions asked. So because of that, that means new tactics can happen, new styles of football can occur. Back in the day, man, you either defended or you attacked. They couldn't press and do both. That was literally it. You either set up to defend or set up to attack. Now, you can play different types of football. You can play triangle possession. You can play pressing. You set up traps to press. You can play press all over the pitch. It's all different things. And with that, you need creative managers and someone younger with fresher ideas and take a risk. And it was a risk appointing Arteta. It was a risk that also Chelsea took appointing Frank Lampard. He's obviously gone now, but they aligned. Both clubs took the risk at the same time. Whereas Spurs took the opposite route and they employed a experienced Jose Mourinho in hopes of bringing them a trophy after Pochettino fell short. So the Arteta appointment occurred just before Christmas 2019. His first match was a 1-1 draw against Bournemouth, and I remember that day like it was yesterday. Aubameyang snatched the draw at the Vitality Stadium, but we looked mediocre, but no one can say anything. Look, it was his first game. It is what it is. We came off a really, really bad patch with Unai Emery where, let's be honest, it was peak, man. We could not buy a win. I was in the stadium for the game against Southampton when we drew 2-2. And when Lacazette scored that second goal to draw 2-2 in the last second, honestly, I'd never experienced something like this before. There was absolutely minimal celebrations, if that. It was quiet. You would have thought Southampton scored. It was so quiet. Just no one cared. The energy was gone from the club. And he was out the door. And Arteta was in the door. So, one reason that I think Arteta, I want to put something to him where his naivety is he changed the system. Arteta wanted to play a 4, right? A back 4, but he realised it wasn't working. Let's be honest, it wasn't working. The players we have didn't fit the back 4. So he switched to accommodate our needs, a back 5. Look, fair enough. He won the Europa League doing this. I mean, not the Europa League, the FA Cup doing this. But what this meant is he was... that season was lock-off. Since Unai Emery cupped it back in October, November, it was a recovery season, man. There was no way we were making Champions League. We would have made Europa League at best. And look, he was literally so hungry for results when he should have said... He should have been honest with fans and said, look, you know what? My ideology for this football club is to play a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 or whatever. So we might not get results off the bat, but I'm going to try and implement this and try and bring my philosophy into the team and use this end of the season while we're not really challenging for anything to try and get some confidence in the team, try and get them adapted to my style of football. I would have been okay with that. Lots of fans would have been okay with that. Okay, some people would have been like, no, what are you on about? I want results. But for the heads-driven fans that understood, they were going, you know what? I can deal with that. I can deal with you taking the rest of this season off as long as you get the players primed for next season with your style, your philosophy. But no, he wanted results straight away. He switched to a back five just to accommodate how the team was. Which, fair enough, you want to accommodate how the team was. But what it meant is we saw some players like Ainsley Maitland-Niles who looked wicked in a back five but got exposed last season in a back four. Got exposed. So he's literally how that's happened is then he's gone into summer seeing all these players play back five and thinking, wow, these players are good. He's then bought and not sold players accordingly because of how they've looked in the back five to then go into the new season where he's going to sack that all off and go into a back four. If he went with the back four from the back of last season, we would have seen how players looked in that system and gone, okay, Bellerin, not so good in that back four, we need to replace him in the summer. Was Tierney in the back four? He looks decent, he can stay. Pepe in a 4-3-3? Yeah, he looks good, he can stay. Instead, he's played the back five and looked at it and gone, oh, he's not good at a back five. Oh, but he might be good in the back four. Oh, but he doesn't know, he wasn't good in the back five. We could have sold Ainsley Maitland-Niles for 25 million in summer to Wolves. But we saw him in the back five and thought he was one of the best left wing backs in the world. Literally, it was like he was playing that back five. We go to a back four, he's lock off, man. He's dead. We should have just sold him. If he played the back four, he could have seen which players are good in that system because that is his system for the future and then bought accordingly in the summer. But no, he bought for the back five. And look what happened. We won our first 2 games, a Community Shield and against Fulham, and then we basically sacked off the back five about 4 games later into the season and went to a back four when we literally hadn't prepared for that. We spent the whole of the limited pre-season with I'm guessing, nurturing the back five because that's what we went into next season with. And then we literally had to switch it mid-season. We were preparing from that's why we dropped so many points. Like that October-November run where we just couldn't buy a win under Arteta, just like Emery, is because it was literally the adaptation period that should have been last season. He was using that was the time when we were adapting to a back four. And we just could not play under it. We could not break teams down. He should have been doing that from last season. It's naivety. That's something that I will bring him up on. But we've adapted now, so let's see what happens. We brought in Emile Smith-Rowe, who made a big difference as an attacking player. And then we bought Odegaard as well, which was a good signing for the time, a good loan move to bring in another person that could compete with Emile Smith-Rowe, to bring some playmaking to Arsenal Football Club. So yeah, that's one thing I will put him down on. A good thing about Arteta is his defence. He has tightened up the defence. In his time at Arsenal, he's conceded 60 goals. Okay, it's not amazing. Don't get me wrong, it's not world beating, but you can, if you watch the games, you can see the defence looks tighter. It's less leaky. We definitely defend much better as a cohort, as a group, and we look better in defensive transitions. How many times under Wenger were literally teams just pip us on the counter-attack, man, all the time. We do look tighter under Unai Emery. Players seem to know their defensive positions better. There's less lapses in concentration as a team. Obviously, you can't account for individual mistakes like Xhaka, Leno, whatever make at times. But overall, as a cohort, we managed to defend better as a team. Another thing that, in reverse, that I don't think he's done well is the Emi Martinez situation. We sold this brother to Aston Villa for £20 million, which is like good business. But in hindsight, I have to admit it, I would rather have kept him over Leno. Fair play to Martinez, man. He's done bits at Aston Villa and he's going to the Copa America final as well after he made 3 penalty saves in the shootout for Argentina. So you know what? Fair play to him. But in hindsight, we should have kept Martinez and sold Leno, man. Look, honestly, Martinez, it's a decision he made as a coach. He made it clear that Leno was his number one. If he said something like, okay, you know what? You're both going to compete for number one. Whoever holds the spot, fair play. But you're both going to be competing for it. I think Martinez would have been okay with that. I think Leno maybe less would have been okay with that, but it's healthy competition. What can you do about it? You can't just say you're my number one for life. You compete in football, you compete in life. But no, he gave Leno number one and made Martinez sit, and Martinez went to leave, and fair play, he did leave, and now he's turned out to looking like a better keeper right about now. So that treatment of that situation was not good enough. The treatment of Saliba's situation is not good enough. He sent him out on loan again to Marseille, sent him out on loan to Nice. He's been on 3 loan spells to the French League. When are we going to see his brother play? He hasn't touched the field once. Literally, he's just not touching the field at all. Same with Guendouzi. He's now gone to Marseille. Good luck to him. But look, he's a different type of player. I get it. He's mentally, he's not like most football players. But you got, as a coach, you have to learn to harness that. You have to learn to work with different personalities. And he's struggling a lot with that. Mikel Arteta, I'm finding. It's just different players treating differently. And it's not right as a coach. Yeah. The Amazon documentary coming in 2022 will be big, so we can see the behind the scenes of this football club, man. Because I want to see what's going on at Arsenal. Because there's a lot of stuff that we aren't seeing, and I want to see. Because I don't even know who's running the shop. It's Ed who's meant to be behind signings, but who knows, man? It could be someone completely different. Where's Josh and Stan Kroenke involved? I barely see them. I don't see. I'm assuming Stan just doesn't even know Arsenal exists anymore. He's over there in America caring about the Rams and the Nuggets, if he even cares about them. And Josh is over here doing his work experience at Arsenal Football Club. But I just want to see them get involved a bit. But yeah, that is basically the wrap up of the first season. Moving into the second season now, the season that just happened last season, it was a Europa League and Premier League oriented season. We either come top four or win the Europa League. That was the expectations lined out for my man, and he failed in both. He did not win the Europa League and he did not finish for top four. We are out of Europe completely. And the litmus test for me with Arteta was when he played Unai Emery in the semi-final against Villarreal. This was a clear comparison. The man who did manage Arsenal in Unai Emery, and the man who manages Arsenal now in Mikel Arteta. Unai Emery had worse players at Villarreal than Arteta has at Arsenal. Worse players. No one can doubt that. Worse footballers. Yet he still managed to pull out a result and out-tacticked Arteta. So what can he fall on? He has no sword to fall on. I honestly, if Arteta gets sacked this summer, it will not happen. It will not happen. But hypothetically, I don't believe there's a case to say he's in the job. Similarly, if he doesn't get sacked, I'll continue to back him because I do see some positives in Arteta. I just don't know whether those positives outweigh the negatives that I've mentioned. And yeah, we see. Another point is Aubameyang. Aubameyang had a stinker last season. Absolute stinker. But it's his first stinker he's had in his, 33... He's 33 years old now, so what, a 13-year career? How has this one bad season come when Arteta's managed the whole season? How's that happened? Is it? Do I think it's coincidence? Do I think it's the way Arteta's managed him? Do I think it's the way he's put him as captain when he's not? Obviously, Aubameyang is not a captain. You can say what you want. Captains either lead with their voice or on the pitch, and he did neither last season. He hasn't got the voice, so I expect him to lead on the pitch in terms of his performances, and his performances were not up to scratch last season. Let's be honest, Xhaka was the unofficial captain. I know I don't really rate Xhaka in terms of he's mistake prone and stuff, but he's got a voice, to be fair to the lad. He rallies the team, he does it for Switzerland, and he can do it for Arsenal, but Aubameyang was meant to be the captain. He's the man with the armband, and he didn't act like it at all last season. Not at all. So yeah, that is another point, the Arteta thing. Is it down to Arteta? Obviously not. Aubameyang's form, but it can be accredited to it. Maybe he's not playing in the right position, not playing in with Lacazette, not getting the best out of both of them. It's a sticky situation. A good thing, though, about Arteta is the Arteta pool, if it even exists. Well, this hypothetical pool that everyone's talking about. Oh, the Arteta pool. Basically, whatever happens is, if Arteta gets you on a phone call and says, yo, come to Arsenal, you're coming to Arsenal, apparently. It's just what happens. He gives you an offer you can't refuse. That's what I'm hearing anyway. Somehow managed to get players to come to Arsenal. Well, let's see if that pool is real. Because if that pool is real, you'll get some world beaters come to Arsenal this season. If the Arteta pool is a real thing, come then Mbappe come to Arsenal. If it's about that, Jack Grealish come to Arsenal. Because I'm hearing him pulling these B-Tech Willians. Yeah, mate, I'll pull Willian if you want. I'll offer 300k. That's the pool I've got. Miss me of Arteta's pool, man. But yeah, that pool, apparently Arteta has it. He speaks a very good game with his non-negotiables. Yeah, miss me of that, honestly. It's a fugazi. But yeah, Arteta's pool apparently should keep him in the job. And fair play. Look, he's made some good signings. He's made some atrocious signings in Willian, but some good signings in Gabriel. So yeah, it swings him roundabouts. It's a mixed bag of nuts. Yes, that rounds off last season where we did not win the Europa League. We finished 8th in the Premier League after a really poor season, but then managed to string together results at the end. Now moving into the next season, Arteta will keep his job for the 3rd year. And the way I see it is, if you're keeping this man in employment, you have to back him all the way to the sun. You've made your decision now. You either sack him and you bring in another manager, but no, you've kept him, so you back him. You can't do this whole 50-50 thing where we'll keep him but not back him. No, you keep the man, you back him. You give him the money he needs to change this football club, and if it don't work out, you fall on your sword, because you're paid that money to make those decisions. If I was paid the same money as you, I'd be making those decisions. But you're not. You're paid the bags to make $1 million decisions like this, and if it don't work out, you're to blame. whether that's Edu, Vinay, whatever, the boardroom. So you've backed this man now. You pay him the money. You have to pay him the money. You have to believe in him if you've backed him like this. Because if it's the easy option, then you need to get out of my football club right now, because I don't want managers and upper staff that are going to hide when it comes to footballing decisions, because that's what they're doing right now. The whole lot of them, they're hiding. I've barely seen their face. Kroenke hasn't shown himself. Basically shown himself once after the Super League palaver and just dipped ever since back to USA. Yeah, so Arteta staying in job. Let me know what you think of the Arteta process. Do you believe in it? Do you trust it? My personal opinion is I would not be. If we moved on from him next season, I'd be for it. If we stay with him next season, you know what? I'll back it. I'll see what he does. He's going to be with us next season, so let's see what he does. But overall, as a manager, I've lost some kind of trust in him. I like the makings of him. I feel like he will be a good manager at some point in his life. But for the most part, he's a manager that I don't know if he's ready for the Arsenal challenge, and it's been proven so. Chelsea changed their manager from Frank Lampard to Tuchel, and look what Tuchel's gone on to do. He's gone on to win the Champions League and get them into the Champions League. So there's the test, and they backed Lampard as well, and Arsenal don't back Arteta. But yeah, that's just been my opinion on it. Let me know what you think about the process that Arteta has at Arsenal Football Club. Do you trust it? Do you not? I'll be my football. I'll see you guys in the next video.